January is a funny month for us gardeners. So it's after the first, we feel really invigorated to get out and work in the garden, but it's January, the weather is not great. It's a bit windy today, which is why I'm inside the shed so that you can actually hear me over the wind. In any case, we want to get out and garden, but the most we can do is actually flip through seed catalogs and make plans for the year ahead. It's important to be patient this time of the year. Don't jump the gun with sowing seeds too early or trying to plant things out in the garden too early as well, with some notable exceptions, of course. And there's one task that I do set aside for this time of the year because I know that I'm raring to get outside. And the task that I set aside is actually reinvigorating my strawberry patch. So I have an entire raised bed dedicated to just strawberries. And I have a mixture of red strawberries in there as well as pine berries, the white ones. And not only do all the plants need to be replaced every 3 years, but I've noticed this last year that a lot of the plants that I grew from runners were actually pine berries. So my patch is predominantly pine berry at this point, so a lot less of the red. And I want to change that. So I'm going to be clearing a space with some of the older plants, putting down some composted manure, and then preparing that area for bare root strawberries, which I will be ordering and planting very soon. So if you have an overgrown strawberry patch and it's mild enough, so if you're in Britain or the Isle of Man right now, you can get outside and do the exact same thing, and I'm going to show you how I do mine. There's a few reasons why you would want to tidy and reinvigorate a strawberry patch. First of all, it's a mess. You don't know where all of your deliberately planted plants are actually living in all of this. And so therefore you don't know if they have space to grow, if they're going to have light to grow, and you're not able to directly mulch them to give them more nutrients. And they're going to be needing nutrients very soon because they'll be starting to grow their spring leaves. So where do you even start? What I do is I start from the edge or a corner. If I come across any weeds, I'll pull them right now. Compost. Take a handful of runners and just snip. You've got to be brutal sometimes. Now, I see in this handful, there's a runner, and this is a baby strawberry plant. So strawberries propagate, they create new plants by sending out these runners, and this is a viable plant. I could plant this into a new row and this would grow and produce berries. Now, I'm not going to because this is the newest part of the strawberry patch. So I just planted this up with new plants this time last year actually. And I know that the majority of these are pine berries, and I have enough. So, sorry little plant, you're going to be composted. And then eventually, you'll reveal the base of your plant, of one of your deliberately planted strawberry plants. And what I just tend to do is take a handful of the runners and stems and older leaves and just cut through them. And then I work around the plant, trimming, pulling out weeds, and revealing it. It's taken me about half an hour to tidy up half of my strawberry patch. Now, the plants on the lower part of the patch, they're the newer ones, they're 1 and 2 years old. And I've left each one of them individually sitting in its own space, cleared of any runners that had actually started to put down roots. I've cut the runners on the parent plants to about 5-6 inches, and that is mainly to make sure while I'm cutting and tidying that I don't actually cut too close to the crown, because you don't want to damage the crown, so the base of the strawberry plants. Here in the foreground, I've actually pulled all the plants up, and these are the oldest plants that are in this patch, and this is where I'll be planting 2 rows of new strawberry plants in the next few weeks. You know, I think I'm going to save the rest of the strawberry bed for another day. It's starting to get a little bit nippy. And speaking of which, if you are planning on reviving and tidying your own strawberry patch and you live in a colder climate than I do, so I'm in zone 8 or 9-ish, I recommend that you wait a little bit longer, at least another month, if not 2, to do this, because the strawberry plants will actually appreciate that extra cover that all this matting and the extra leaves give to them. And it could also be that your plants are under snow. There are people out there definitely wishing that they were out in their garden as well. And yes, your day will come. If you have any questions whatsoever about what I've done here, leave me a comment below. There's also a blog post over on lovelygreens.com. There's a link in the video description that will take you through everything that I've done to tidy up my strawberry bed today. If you like this video, also give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I also want to invite you to watch last week's video. So that was my first video of the year, and I take you through my top videos from 2017, but also tell you a little bit more about what I'm planning for this year. So check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.